Today I'm going to show you the Mesa Triaxis preamp with a 290 power amp. And the Mesa Triaxis is my favorite tube preamp, and as you may know, it's discontinued, as far as I know at least. And yeah, that is a shame. I think it's one of the greatest products, at least in the preamp section, what was been on the market. And yeah, of course many pros are playing it, like John Petrucci or yeah, Metallica played it a long time, and it sounds kick-ass. It's a little bit difficult to dial in, and today I would like to show you how I created my sound with this. I'm playing now my Harley Benton Fusion guitar, HSH configuration, Roswell humbuckers, everything stock, and I'm using the Engl 4x12 cab with the vintage 30s, mic'd with a Beta 58, Shure Beta 58, and that is going straight to my interface, and that is the sound you're hearing. I'm using the Triaxis in the effects loop of the Boss GT Pro effects unit. So it's the 4-cable method. I have a video about that if you are interested in how to connect an amp in the 4-cable method, but basically the idea behind that is that you put the preamp of the amp in the effects loop of the effects unit, and then yeah, you can place some effects in front of the preamp and some effects after the preamp. And yeah, this is my sounds great to me, and yeah, I'm currently running the power amp in the modern mode. So this power amp has a deep half-drive modern mode. Of course, you can deactivate all of these modes and just yeah, then it has a 4th mode, and also you are able to combine these 3 modes here. And you can yeah, switch or select from these modes in the Triaxis. So the Triaxis has some some outputs to control these modes in the power amp. So it's basically designed to work together with the Triaxis, this power amp. The modern mode is basically the mode with the most low end, I think. Sounds a little bit more scooped. Maybe I can turn off the modern mode, then I can show you quick how it sounds in the standard mode. So this is the modern mode. And we have to go through all of these modes. This is the mode without modern. Sounds a little bit more vintage, more mid-focused, and at loud volumes it's okay, I think, because usually then you hear more bass and increased frequencies. But yeah, I used the modern mode, I liked it, and yeah, I will go back to the modern mode now. And yeah, the Triaxis, as you may know, the Triaxis has yeah, it consists of 8 preamps in reality, or 8 different modes. And yeah, the first mode is called Rhythm. There are two channels in the Rhythm mode, which are called maybe Rhythm Green and Rhythm Orange. They're basically the clean modes of the amp. So I could show you my clean sound. This is the Rhythm Green. So as you can hear, you can get really great clean tones, which are staying clean. Currently, my settings are the gain is at 8, and yeah, treble at 7, mids at 4.5, bass at 4.5, master at 6, and presets at 4. Dynamic voice. Dynamic voice is yeah, something which has a built-in graphic EQ setting. You may know the Mesa Marks series amps, they do have a 5-band graphic EQ, and they didn't have space here in the Triaxis to integrate this 5-band graphic EQ. So what they did is they took the famous settings of this graphic EQ, at least the most popular in my opinion, and yeah, they implemented it in the dynamic voice here. And the dynamic voice is basically the higher you set it, the more of a V shape is coming into the picture. And here it's, well, the 3.0 is not a very high dynamic voice. Maybe I can play around with that. If I set it, for example, to 7.5, you can hear way more presence frequencies. Gets a little bit louder, then I will dial back the master. Currently I'm using a little bit of chorus and delay here in the effects unit, and also in the EQ I'm what did I do? I dialed out a little bit of the 300 Hertz. So without the EQ, it will sound like that. That is with the EQ. It's not that much of a difference in a clean setting. In the well, the rhythm yellow channel or orange, you get a little bit of a different voicing and also a little bit more gain. And also what you have to understand is that in the Mesa Triaxis, the treble, mid, bass control, they are pre-gains, so they are affecting the guitar signal before it hits the distortion stage. So in other words, it's more or less a boost section. You can use it to boost the amp. And the tone shaping is unfortunately not possible, except with the dynamic voice and the presence. Usually the presence is something which is the negative feedback mount of the high end in the power amp. So you have the presence controls in the power amp, of course, but the Triaxis has also a presence control which is working way different than the presence control you are maybe familiar with from the usual power amp control. But anyway, so what I like to do, as far as I remember, is I like to boost the in the clean channel, to boost the mids. Then I got a nice edge of breakup tone. So now I set gain at 10, treble at 9, mids at 10, and yeah. This is still the clean, the mode, which is called rhythm here in the Triaxis. And yeah, so let's go to the lead modes, which are the modes with the distortion. And here you have lead 1 and lead 2, each consisting of 3 different channels. And the yeah, let's see. Maybe we'll start with the lead 1, which honestly I didn't use a lot, I think. So lead 1. And we can play around with that. This is the first channel, so the one with the less gain, lead 1 green. And the lead 1 has another gain control. So lead 1 and lead 2, they have 2 gain controls. So in other words, you can control the 2 gain stages separately. Gain and then lead 1. And yeah, I like to boost the gain. For crunch tones, I like to boost the gain or set the gain very high. It's currently around 8. At 8.0, and lead it's 5.0, lead 1, and it sounds like that. With a little bit of chorus, and yeah, the equalizer I would set different here. So I wouldn't reduce the 300 Hertz, I would reduce here the 800 Hertz. So usually my setting was like that. So this is lead 1 green, lead 1 yellow or orange is this. Maybe we could raise the dynamic voice a little bit more. And with the gain reduced and the drive reduced, I think yeah, you can play around with that, and with the lead 1 it's you can get everything from maybe almost clean to maybe classic rock gain. And the lead 1 red is something special, because this channel they implemented the maybe some kind of rectifier preamp, so it behaves way different than the other lead modes, especially the dynamic voice and the bass control, as far as I remember. And to be honest, I didn't get the best results with this channel, but yeah, we can play around with that, try to get it to make it sound somehow decent. So let's push the mids. I have to find a setting that sounds good with that mode. So maybe I will turn off the dynamic voice here. Well, it sounds nasty, but yeah, maybe you can get some kind of rectifier tones here at least. Me personally, I didn't use this a lot. Okay, but the most important mode is the lead 2 mode, and yeah, now I will show you this. Lead 2 has also a green, orange and a red setting, and this is the lead 2 green. Settings are gain at 7.5, treble at 7.5, middle at 4, lead drive at 6.5, master at 4, presence at 5, and dynamic voice at 6.5. And yeah, this is the sound. The thing with the Triaxis is that you can hear the strings separately very nice. Also, if you're playing high gain distorted chords, you can hear, or at least I think I can hear the E string, B string and G string out of the chord. So this is the lead 2 red. A little bit of chorus. Let's dial back the presence a little bit. So this is it with the dynamic voice a little bit reduced. So for leads, I would reduce the dynamic voice a little bit. Currently it's at 3.0. For rhythms, yeah, I set it at 6.5. And yeah, that is a little bit more scooped. But then if you're playing leads with that setting, then maybe the high notes, they tend to get a little bit, maybe, yeah, thin. Also keep in mind that I reduced the 800 Hz a lot, because I think it sounds a little bit honky with the 800 Hz not reduced. So this is the sound with the equalizer deactivated, just the Triaxis. And this is reduced. Also, maybe for leads, it's an option to use the power amp in the vintage mode or in the standard mode. So I can show you that. Maybe I will save this. So yeah, finally we have the yellow mode, which is maybe one of the most famous modes in the lead 2. So lead 2 yellow. Also here it sounds a little bit thin when I'm playing high notes, so I'd rather reduce the dynamic voice. Set it maybe here also to 3. or I would use the power amp in the standard mode. So that. Finally, I will switch from green to yellow to red to show you the differences. So I'll lead to green. Yellow. And red. So it's a great preamp, very versatile, and yeah, you have to know how to use it. Keep in mind that treble middle bass is usually something like a boost section because it's pre-gain. The dynamic voice is, yeah, some kind of fixed setting of the 5-band graphic EQ. If you raise it, then you get more of the V shape. For me, the 800 Hz are a little bit of a problem, so I reduced it in all my presets here. And other than that, you can get more mids if you use it power amp in the standard mode. As in the modern mode, you get more of a V shape. Might be good for rhythms, but for leads, maybe not the best setting of the power amp. The power amp is, yeah, as you can imagine, loud as hell. Also the Triaxis. It has a recording output which I didn't use. Sounds kick-ass, better than most of my my heads. But you have to know how to use it, definitely. And yeah, I hope this helps you to get the best results out of your Triaxis. Please post your comments below. Subscribe to my channel. See you soon. Bye.